It's too late. We can't go back. It's over.
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Barab.
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
And you're listening to AntmanVs.
Woo!
Oh, what a double play! Let's see it. That'll be the day. Kings and world leaders. I'm gonna sing it. Alright, cause I get things cooking. You stare, you. How long you drama? Don't you dare change that station.
Feel the power.
Ant-Man versus. Starting now.
What's going on? Music Familia, welcome to the show. Hanging out AntmanVs. Got a fun show this evening for you. We're going to clear the air, though, right off the rip. So...
It's too late. We can't go back.
Uh-oh.
It's over.
Uh-oh. I don't want to repeat. So, I want to clear the air real quick. First and foremost, man, I made a post earlier today. Today. That's right, folks. We're squashing the shit right off the rip. So, I made a post earlier today. On my personal account, mind you. Just kind of airing out my frustrations, because everybody airs out their frustrations on social media. So why should I not be allowed? So we're going to jump right into it, man. I'm going to read you my post. It's frustrating to me when you reach out to people who were tagged or suggested because they are important to that person, and they don't respond when attempts to communicate and support are given multiple times. Most times messages end up in messages for review, and I know that. However, that excuse wears thin. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not me that I'm frustrated for. It's the good people that believe enough to put your name in their mouth, and in this thing, as much as some of the fellow artists and musicians, as with anyone else in music. Okay, sorry, rant over. 7 comments. 7 comments. Bottom line, it's called laziness. Another one. Yeah, that's why I don't do anything music anymore on Facebook. I put myself out there in other ways. Facebook is total ass. I have shared my music with several people on my Facebook. I have shared my music on Facebook. Nobody leaves comments at all. I don't even think anybody watches it. Being said, if anybody shares anything to me or asks me to like something, I ignore it, because that's what everybody did to me. Follow it up with, I don't support others that don't support me. Follow it up with, not to be an asshole, tagged my name, me personally, tagged me personally. But I've been trying to get you to listen to my music for years. I've sent it to you personally and everything, and you won't even respond to me. I responded with, well, and I tagged this person, well, give me a chance to make up for that. My apologies, not meant to be that way. And I followed up again with, I will address it tonight on the podcast as well, sir, apologies again. He also followed up with, yeah, he said, he tagged me and said, you told me that last time and nothing changed, but that's cool, bro. I'm not real worried about it now. Don't really care at this point, TBH. So I want to kind of clear the air real quick. So I went back into my catalog. I went back into my show stuff, because, you know, I keep all my shit on record, right? So I did end up going back and talking about this particular gentleman during one of my podcast shows. And I got something for you, ass. You ready for that? Check this out.
Oh! Oh! Come to the land from the ice and snow, from the midnight summers where the hot springs flow. The hammer of the god. We drive our ships to new land, fighting their horn, screaming and crying, Valhalla, I am coming. On we sleep with a thrashing hour, our only God will be the Western show.
So there you go. So that is an actual excerpt from one of my previous shows, stating that I did air the music. Now, basically what I'm saying is like, I'm not going to go tit for tat, but if you're going to make an accusation like I'm ignoring you, I'm not paying attention to you, or I'm not following up with the amount of time that, you know, you think I should respond. You know, I've been through a lot of shit in the last year, and for him to say years is incorrect. I would say year and a half, maybe 2 at the most. But in the last 2 years, a lot's happened with my health, my family, and everything else. So pardon me if I didn't get to you in your music. But the bottom line is that I have the audio, and I also have my thoughts on it. My thoughts, vocally speaking. I have nothing against you, man. Totally professional. Like, getting back out there. Like, I even commented on your work on the car that you were working on, man. I have nothing against you. I'm not going to put your name in my mouth to give you credibility for doing something like that on my social media account. I'm just going to tell you right now that I did cover your music. I did share your music, and I did say something about your music. Regardless of if you thought you saw it or not, or you didn't see it or not, it's not my problem. I did my job, and that's all there is to it. So if you're that butthurt about it, just unfriend me on Facebook and go the fuck on. Because truthfully, I support everybody. I don't put anybody on the shelf. And truthfully, I'm not going to chase you down. You know? So, bottom line, end of it. Let's get into it right now, man. I have some killer music tonight. We're going to get into some The Roomful. Had a chance to check these guys out, man, and I was an instant fan, absolutely. And this song right here, this is like a rock blues jam right here. Stop and Go. We're going to check it out right now. Let me know what you think about this. We'll be right back. Wow. Getting excited, getting used to the new buttons and shiz. So, I got something right here for you from Seeds Eternity, man. My man Thomas. Shout out to you guys and the band. Hopefully all is well with you guys. Got something hot for you right now. This is called Cleansing. Paul's Nightclub, located at 901 South Broad Street in Lancaster, Ohio, has it all. For over 30 years, Janine Cunningham and the friendly crew at Paul's have been serving patrons with the very best local music and carry-out in the area. Everything you need, all in one place. Next time you are in Lancaster and want to go to a place that makes you feel right at home, be sure to stop at Paul's Nightclub and say hi. Check out some awesome local music and grab yourself some carry-out. 901 South Broad Street, Lancaster, Ohio, 43130. Or call 740-215-4805. What's going on, music family? That was C's Eternity. Great stuff right there. Cleansing, hanging out live. AntmanVs. So, upon the epidemic and all this other craziness going on, man, I was looking at my favorite BS website just to get a chuckle, and I come across an interesting news story, or an interesting little ditty, if you will. So, in the middle of like quarantine and corona and riots and this and that, Ariana Grande had a chance to go house hunting, and she picked up a $13.7 million for best views in Hollywood type home. And just kind of go over, it's very hidden in the Hollywood Hills. 13.7 million, and it's like the Bird Streets neighborhood. I guess it's one of the most famous neighborhoods around the area. Here's a kicker, though. It's 4 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, but you gotta imagine that it's a fitness studio, wellness center, 300-bottle wine cellar that really sealed the deal. And it would for me anyway. I don't know. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I love wine and stuff like that. The floor-to-ceiling windows offer some incredible views, whether you're craving canyon or ocean views. It's designed to take your breath away. Some sick pocket walls open up into an infinity pool. It's actually one of those infinity edge pools. They're pretty sweet. It's going to be a perfect party pad, and really, honestly, the house reportedly was on the market 2 years ago for a cool $25.5 million, and more recently for more about $17.5. So for Ariana to swoop in on a 13.7, it kind of makes you wonder if they were just in a pinch and needed to just get off this house. They've been sitting on it for so long. I don't know. What I wouldn't do to have $13.7 million. I'd have the coolest riding lawnmower ever. That's all. 10 p.m. we got horoscopes coming up. Make sure you guys get ready for that, man. Share this out using hashtag MusicFamiliaForLife. I want to give a shout out to Shamrock Printing, Ace Winners, Jonathan Boyer. Check them out, shamrockprinting.com, 740-349-2244. Also, Paul's Nightclub, Janine Cunningham and Max down there, 740-215-4805. My boys and girls over at Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery, my man Rich Regal holding it down, 737 North Columbus Street in Lancaster, Ohio. RichRegal740.com. If you mention AntmanVs before your pricing, you're going to get 20% off of your ink. Make sure you do that. Lynettes Country BBQ as well, 740-304-5303, my man Larry, with all your catering needs. We got something badass for you coming up right now. So, I come across this band called Massaro. Quite the unique music. Sunbury, Ohio. If you haven't had a chance to check these dudes out. Rock, metal, kind of a raw feel. I like this one particularly. It's called Ain't Dead Yet. Crank this mother up. Let your hair down. If you ain't got no hair, break your neck. Let's do it.
Yeah, Lil White. Oh my God.
This was made in hell.
That boy off his rocker. Oh my God, he's off his rocker. White trash motherfucker. Off my meds, I'm fucking loco. I come from under the gutter. Memphis only breeding psychos. If you fuck with me, I might go off inside my weapon room. Come out with the fucking rifle. Click, click, boom is all you hear. I'm maniac of the year. Weakest water opponents is one thing we have never feared. White and regal, we back gang. G-code, we already cracked it. We all round our minds, but you can't lose something if you ain't have it. I'm back to fucking snapping. Nowadays, everyone rapping. I recall a time when people were either working or they were trapping. Now all that out here is whining. SoundCloud almost only crying. Get these folks out of the game before I kill someone, and I ain't lying, it's white.
Single wide, riding high, doing what I gotta do to get by. Load 'em up, let 'em fly, running amok in this town of mine. Drama not phasing, bitch, I'm blazing. Don't get it twisted just because I am that damn Caucasian. It'll take a little persuasion, but one day we'll fucking make it. Came up from them fucking slums, and I can't say that I hate it. That's the shit that really made me. On my grind, and I mean daily. Straight jacket, yeah, bitch, I'm going crazy. Kicking rocks and pounding pavement. Only thing that makes me sane is a little bit of blazing. I'm never calm down, I'm always fucking raging. Oh my God, he's off his rocker, keep it in rotation. I'm out here working, bitch, I'm never fucking playing.
I don't know what to think about this virus. Started in China, now everybody in America's hiding. There's no groceries cause people start to panic and buy it. The shelves are empty, the ones with plenty already stockpiling. Y'all making memes, think it's funny? Wait a week till the riots, wait a month till the only way to eat is be violent. It's not the sickness that's scary, it's all the people who wildin'. The government lying, they trying to keep us calm through the sirens. You know it's for real, and all the pharmaceutical giants don't have a cure that they can sell you. So now everyone's dying, there's no vaccines or medication made that can fight it. I guess it's time to pray to God we can't rely on the science. And everyone around me in a mask and some gloves. The stock market crashed and the bank's about to bust. Tell us sanitize our hands, this will pass. It's a bug, stay inside, you'll be fine till we're trapped there for months. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. When locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. This a pandemic, but we don't listen to the news cause they lied to us for years. So how we know that this the truth? And most of us are young enough to think that we're immune, so we just pass it on to people who won't survive it like you. It's either worse than they're telling us or it's nothing at all. But the school shut down, a ghost town in the mall. They gon' quarantine the city, block the road out of Dodge, then tell us leaving our homes is actually breaking the law. This is just the beginning, you know it's gotta get worse. If the doctors get sick, the hospitals won't work. The conspiracy theories all sound like facts, that's for sure. But the fact is we're trapped on this planet called Earth. And the bleach gone, the bread gone, the water sold out, the meat gone, the milk gone, the pasta sold out. Don't leave anything for anyone, you hoard it for yourself. You'd rather tell them go to hell than be a man and go and help. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. best, but we're preparing for the worst. There's one thing we're not scared of, is hard work. We're up against an enemy that doesn't have a face. There's no bombs we can drop, there's nowhere we can aim. There's no soldiers to stop with a tank at the gates. There's no cure that we've got or a pill we can take. There's no food, it's been bought. The truth is we're afraid. We sit inside our rooms and we pray. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. It's all ghost
I sit alone in my bedroom, popping pills. They yelling after me, telling me my room smell. I find a way to get out of family events, to get high and to try to be happy. If we had one black sheep, then it would be me. God only knows, there's no way I'll ever get clean. My brother says that he hates when I'm drunk and high, but I try and I just can't be happy. Oh, I know, I'm gonna die before I'm 34. Oh, don't waste your time on loving me anymore. Deadbeat daughter sleeping on the couch. She's a fine example of a daughter going out. She'll show up to the wedding, locked up on and up her baby girl. Don't be like her, we don't even love her. She's smashed on something, don't even ask me what. And she's got connections to get whatever she wants. If there's one thing that girl is, it is a deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter, a dead. I lay awake inside my bed in the summertime. It's hot as hell, but I'm shaking like it's -9. With these withdrawals, gonna kill me if I don't kill myself first. I'm gonna kill myself first. Oh, I know, I'm gonna die before I'm 24. Oh, don't waste your time on loving me anymore. Not anymore. Deadbeat daughter sleeping on the couch. She's a fine example of a daughter going out. She'll show up to the wedding, locked up on and up her baby girl. Don't be like her, we don't even love her. She's smashed on something, don't ask me what. And she's got connections to get whatever she wants. If there's one thing that girl is, it is a deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter, a dead. A deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter, a dead. A deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter sleeping on the couch. She's a fine example of a daughter going south. She'll show up to the wedding, hyped up on and up her baby girl. Don't be like her, we don't even love her. She's smashed on something, don't ask me what. If she's got connections to get whatever she wants. If there's one thing that girl is, it is a deadbeat daughter, a deadbeat daughter, a dead.
Deadbeat daughter right there. Stars worldwide out of our hometown, Columbus, Ohio. So, I come across this news article today, man, on 2fab.com. It's talking about my man Dan Abrams. Holy crap. So, Dan Abrams spars with CNN's Brianna Kailar over live PD destroying footage of in-custody death. I don't know if you guys saw some of that or no, but A&E canceled live PD this week amid protests about police brutality around the world. But host Dan Abrams expressed disappointment in the decision. The choice to cancel the show also came amid reports the series had filmed an incident in 2019 during which Javier Ambler, a black man, died as he cried out that he couldn't breathe. The footage, which parallels George Floyd's death, not only never aired, but was later destroyed. Appearing on CNN right now on Thursday, host Brianna Killer asked Abrams about the disappearing footage, which he boiled down to A&E protocol. CNN retweeted this, but I snagged it. I think you're going to want to hear this. Check it out.
The spotlight on police brutality after the killing of George Floyd is creating ripples of change in American culture, including television entertainment. First, Cops was canceled, and now A&E is canceling the reality TV show Live PD. Just 1 month ago, the series was renewed for an additional 160 episodes. The show has been in the news for its involvement in the Texas case of Javier Ambler, who was killed in police custody after saying, "Save me," and "I can't breathe." Live PD crews were riding along with sheriff's deputies at the time. And in a statement to CNN, A&E said in part, "Going forward, we will determine if there is a clear pathway to tell the stories of both the community and the police officers whose role it is to serve them." And now former host of Live PD, Dan Abrams, is joining me to discuss this. Dan, I want to talk about this case and Live PD being there with the police. But first, the show's been canceled. What's your reaction?
I'm disappointed, frustrated. I fought very hard to try to keep the show on the air. I thought there was a way to have a national discussion on the show about policing. You mentioned a moment ago that Cops and Live PD were both canceled, and yet there's a huge difference between those shows. I mean, Cops was like a highlight reel of crazy moments that happens with police officers. Live PD actually followed police officers in real time as it was happening. So you got to see the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. And I think it provided important context as a call nationally for more police officers to wear body cams. I would think we'd want more Live PD, not less.
Well, I know what you're saying about sort of the tone of Live PD, because there are moments that kind of show you just normal traffic stops that are not particularly eventful. Police come off looking good in a lot of these videos. Why was the video in the Javier Ambler case destroyed?
So police come off looking good in some and come off looking bad in others. The policy at Live PD had long been, we keep tapes, we keep video for a few weeks, and then we don't retain it any longer. Why? Because we feared that we were going to be used by law enforcement as a video repository, as a place to just go and grab videos to prosecute citizens with. We didn't want to be that. So there was a policy in place as to when and how to get rid of videos so that we wouldn't serve in that
Dan,
role.
The reverse is true here. Not destroying the video actually protected the police.
No, exactly. But that's my point, is that in this particular case, it was the reverse, right? Which is, it would have been better to be able to still have it. Let's be clear about something. The tape, the video was retained for 3 months per the request of Williamson County. They said they were investigating it. They asked Live PD to hold on to it while that happened. They did that. They then informed Live PD the investigation was over. That was a year ago. That was the last anyone from Live PD had heard about the video. Now, looking back on it, do I wish that Live PD had retained it? Yeah. Do I wish that there were more exceptions to the rule that was in place? Yeah. But the policy was in place for exactly the opposite reason that many people are suggesting now.
So is all video destroyed? All raw footage is destroyed after 30 days or per the length of the request?
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, unless there's a legal request made in that period, which was the case here, right? Williamson County did specifically ask, we want you to hold this pending our investigation.
Did Live PD ever consider having an exception when people die?
Yeah, look, there should have been, right? I mean, unfortunately, there have been a number of videos that Live PD has had where people have died. We typically don't show people dying on the air. That's another question that we could have reevaluated. But the point is that the motivation here wasn't a negative one. It wasn't to try to hide things. It was to try to avoid becoming an arm of law enforcement as we were there following them. Again, I think if the show had stayed on the air, we were already talking about changing the policy. So many of us were advocating, saying, look, we've now learned that this policy, while maybe motivated for the right reasons, has to have some exceptions.
You think now that the show should have aired this incident. Tell me about that.
Well, so the show did not air it because per A&E policy, we don't show fatalities. I think one of the great things about Live PD was the transparency aspect, showing the good and the bad of policing. And with that in mind, I think in retrospect, we probably should have shown this incident leading up to the fatality. It shows all sides of policing. There was a decision that was made simply based on A&E policy about not showing a fatality. Again, these are the sorts of things that we were in the process of discussing. How do we move forward? How do we have discussions with people in various communities who aren't happy with certain elements? Let's talk about how we can make changes, how we can make this a better show.
My thing with it all is honestly, that it did show a good side and I'm sure showed a bad side. But I think a lot of people are going to protest A&E and be like, listen, I don't want to watch A&E anymore. I think Live PD was probably one of the heavier hitting shows that they had, other than 60 Days in Jail. I don't know. Well, horoscopes at 10 o'clock. We're going to get into something badass right here from Carpe Diem String Quartet. Let me know what you think about this. Moonbeam.
Hear the little moonbeam, such a welcome sight. Nothing in my pocket, no. Walk with me tonight. All cars in the tall grass, broken glass and chrome. Down along the railway, behind a funky little home. Hiding in the sumac, waiting for a train. Got a penny on the railway. Hey there, little moonbeam. I forgot your song. Star tells me I've been gone too long. Seems to me that you give your life so free, that you shared your beams on me. I need you a little. jacket high. Lord, 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 the wind would fill my sail.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Shamrock Printing, dedicated to providing high-quality printing and graphic design solutions. Located at 82 South 3rd Street, Newark, Ohio. Fast, reliable, and local. Screen printing, graphic design, banners, and so much more. Owner-operators Ace Winters and Jonathan Boyer go above and beyond to provide their customers with the best service, knowledge, and professionalism that only a local business can provide. So before you go to that other print shop, go to shamrockprinting.com today, or give them a call, 740-349-2244, or find Shamrock Printing on Facebook, and be sure to tell them that Ant-Man sent you. Hey, what's up, fam? I got a question for you. Do you like barbecue? I mean like real barbecue. Slow cooked for hours, seasoned with only the best ingredients? Then check out Lynettes Country BBQ. My man Larry's been barbecuing the best meats for over 25 years. Lynettes also does catering for any major event. So the next time you want quality barbecue and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg, call Larry and Lynettes Country BBQ at 740-304-5303. For more information on details and locations, check them out on Facebook at Lynettes Country BBQ. Paul's Nightclub, located at 901 South Broad Street in Lancaster, Ohio. home again. Right there, Letters of Transit, my dudes. What's going on, Music Media, hanging out live on AntmanVs. We are a little bit in front of 10 o'clock. Got a whole hour of show left. We got horoscopes going on at 10 p.m. But before we do that, I kind of want to ask your opinion on this. So, Redskins coach Ron Rivera, he went on to say that I'll support players kneeling for the anthem. It's their choice. And this after star running back Adrian Peterson announced his plan to protest. It's their choice, it's their decision, and I support it because it's in our Constitution. That's what our military personnel fought for our rights, Rivera told the media on Wednesday. Coach adds that he educated himself on the issue prior to signing Eric Reed, who knelt with Colin Kaepernick while on the 49ers, to the Carolina Panthers in 2018, saying he even read the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and amendments, and the oath of office to get a better understanding. Rivera says that he had an eye-opening conversation with Reed that explained what the protest stood for, and now he's totally cool with the movement. It's an important stance. Just last week, Peterson said he's without a doubt going to kneel this upcoming season after the death of George Floyd. We're all ready to take a knee together, Ad said. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens as far as NFL, but it looks like all the major sports are getting back at it again. I'm really excited about it, man. You know, it's regardless of if you're a fan of music or not, regardless if you're a fan of sports or not, you have to admit that the sports do bring a certain level of income to our communities and to our city. You know what I mean? So, I'm not gonna say that it's a bad idea. Do I think that they may be rushing things? Maybe a little bit. But they have big money wrapped up in all those sports, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm not gonna touch the NASCAR Confederate flag conversation, but I'm gonna let you know that I'm monitoring the situation, and it's gonna be an interesting race season. I'm curious how many people are gonna protest that, how many races are just flat out not gonna go now. You know, I wonder how much money NASCAR stands to lose because of their stance. Which, I don't care either way. That's got a lot of money if you're, you get a lot of people to not show up. That can be a big dent. I don't know. 10 p.m. horoscopes. If today is your birthday, well, then happy motherfreaking birthday. And here's your horoscopes. Some of your critics have been rather vocal of late, and while you have done your best to ignore them, that won't be so easy over the coming year. Don't let anyone, no matter how powerful, get away with saying things about you that are simply not true. Boy, that was a good one earlier today. Opening of the show, I really went in on that, didn't I? Aquarius, why is it that you still feel a worm of unease even though everyone else seems happy with what has occurred? It could be that your sixth sense is warning you the so-called facts simply don't make much sense. You're right to be suspicious. Pisces, a Sun-Neptune link warns you will encounter opposition today, but it won't be the kind of opposition you think. Actually, you're going to actually be able to see this one coming right in front of you. You still need to keep your eyes and ears open, of course, but more than that, you need to keep your mind open. Aries, you may dislike the sort of people who can't make up their minds or stick with one decision once it's been made. But the problem today is you may be the one of them. Don't be surprised if others get angry with you. It works both ways. Taurus, the decision needs to be made about your financial situation, and it needs to be made now, right this very moment. You've wasted too much time waiting for the kind of changes you want to see. Now you must start making those changes yourself. Gemini, a battle of wills will break out today, and it's unlikely there will be any winners or losers, just a lot of resentful people. Do you really need to convince those who disagree with you that they are wrong? Hell no. let them make fools of themselves. It's a lot easier, and you get some amusement out of it. My Cancers out there. So you made a mistake. So what? No one expects you to be perfect, Cancer, so don't expect it of yourself. The only thing that matters is that you managed to learn from the experience. If you did, it means you're more intelligent than most people around you. Keep that in mind. Leos, it's okay to debate with others about your conflicting beliefs, but don't let it get out of hand to the extent that it turns nasty. Too many people treat what they believe as if it's a matter of life and death. It's not! Alright? Chill the fuck out! It's just one guide among many. Alright? My fellow Virgos, your options may be limited over the next 24 hours, but that could actually work in your favor. Today's Sun-Neptune link will confront you with a problem that appears to have no clear solution, so maybe it's the best to let the universe decide. My Libras, you will hear something today that you profoundly disagree with, but you strongly advised to keep your misgivings to yourself. It's quite possible that someone or something could very well be trying to hinder your day. Follow your instincts. They are far less likely to deceive you than those who say that they have your interests at heart. Wow. Yeah. Sagittarius, you're not a nasty person by nature, but there are times when it becomes necessary to throw back a little of the mud that other people have been hurling in your direction. You don't have to stand there and take it, Sag. Give as good as you get. And last but not least, my Capricorns, you crazy motherfuckers. There's no point trying to work out the hows and the whys of something that happened recently. All you can do is accept that the situation has changed and adapt to the new reality. Others can rant and rave if they like, but you're too smart for that, Capricorn. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your horoscopes for tonight, powered by Paul's Nightclub, Janine and Max down there, 901 South Broad Street, South Lancaster, Ohio, 43130 740-215-4805. Yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? Billy Moore Sr. says, if you want to kneel, do it at halftime, not during our country's anthem. Not proud of America, leave it. Very entitled to your opinion, sir. And coming from a military family, like, I have my pros and my cons, I definitely do. We're going to open up the phone lines and let you guys call in. 614-916-6372. You guys can call into the show. Weigh in on how it sounds and if you're having a good time tonight, man. Should be fun and exciting. So we got some fun stuff coming up at the end of the show. Potentially teaming up with a really good friend of mine. We got a really cool podcast idea. Some new content. I don't know, I don't know how it's all going to come together, but we're definitely in talks about it. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty honored and pretty excited to be working with this gentleman. And all the fun things are going to come out of it. I'm excited about it. Yeah. What do we got? So, I have this new band I come across, man. I'm always coming across the new stuff. And it may not necessarily be new to you, but it might be new to me. It's always new to somebody, right? Right. So, I come across these guys. They're alternative indie, kind of, in a way. They remind me of an indie kind of style alternative. And they're out of Columbus, Ohio. And they are Go Robot Go. And if you haven't had a chance to check these guys out, you need to, because, man, they're going places. Got the song right here. Now, one of the songs is Peas in a Pod. I like this song, but this isn't the song I'm going to play tonight. The song I'm going to play tonight is called In My Pool. And this is from Go Robot Go. Check them out. Alternative indie style music from Columbus, Ohio, right in our own backyard. What's going on, Sebastian Shock? How are you, sir? All right. Let's get into this right meow. In My Pool. Go Robot Go.
If it's hot in April, yeah, or steaming up in May, I look out my window and I know it's time to play in my pool. Oh, swimming around in my pool, in my pool. Oh, swimming around and around. Skies are clear, the sun she smiles. Why fight the urge? Disappear into the blue. Relax and submerge in my pool. Oh, swimming around in my pool. In my pool. Oh, swimming around and around. Swimming around, I go swimming around. Swimming around in my pool. I go swimming around, I go swimming around. Swimming around and around. Forget your troubles, 'cause there's nothing more than lips. Just take all your extras off and skinny dip. I go swimming around, I go swimming around. Swimming around in my pool. Swimming around, I go swimming around. Swimming around and around. I go swimming around, I go swimming around.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
what's up?
Oh, I put my daughter to bed. What's up with you? I seen the phone number on the chat, and I was like, I'm calling that shit.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much, man.
Say
Hey.
hi to the guy who plays daddy's music on the radio all the time. Say hi.
She's
Hi.
like, oh, no.
Look, she said hi to you.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
I mean, I don't know if she can see me or not, but I'm leaving too.
Say hi. Yes, hi.
So what's up, man? How have you been?
Good, man. Good. So I got the show a little bit more organized. It sounds a lot better than it did than it does, and it's funny. It is funny to me, when you put the cables in the right holes and you put the shit together the right way, you can put a pretty good quality show together.
For sure, that's for sure.
No, it just, I had set up the show up a certain way, and, just, I don't know, I just missed a couple things, and was like, sometimes it takes a third perspective or somebody on the outside to see it and point it out to you, and then you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think I've messaged you a few times. One of the things was a lagging. There was a lag that I see now. It's cleared up.
Yep. That, and then the audio quality. I was really concerned with the audio quality, so I was able to work that out. And, yes, I want to give a shout-out to my man Vaughn Downard from Sweetwater, my rep, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get all of my stuff straight. And Chad from Then Falls the Sky came out as well. Great dude.
Mickey Mick, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I like that. It's really nice.
Yeah. So, how have you, man? I know you were kind of away for a minute.
Yeah, man. Well, I work for Amazon now. First job I've got since I was 19 years old. Courtney's job kind of, fell through. all the restaurant businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about for a while and had all this pressure about how I'm not, you know, not to be like the whole toxic masculinity thing, but I really wanted to be like the man of the fucking house, and it took me a long time to be able to do that mentally. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and here
bro.
I am.
Yeah.
Like, so I used to like, you know, when we needed extra cash, I just find an open mic night. I was always able to rake in some money then. And sometimes I would call Tom Klein. He'd have me come over to his events and play 30, 40 minutes. And he'd be like, yeah, man, just to give you some tips, you might only make like $10. I'm like, bro, $2 in the tank worth of gas and then $8 in my pocket for food or diapers or whatever. So that always worked. And it just, all that fell through. I love you too, baby. It's weird to do this now. Like, I've never been the type to be able to leave my house all the fucking time. Actually, today I've been struggling being outside. I went and started a fire, and we had some tacos outside, but I just can't stop wanting to come in, you know? Just like the wind's hitting me, and there's stuff out here. It's just weird. It doesn't make sense. I'm crazy, man. But my daughter is eating a slice of a lime right now, just eating it.
That's hardcore, bro.
Anyway,
that's hardcore.
I'm working at the Amazon warehouse there, and now I'm painting for a friend of mine on the days that I'm off. I can make some extra money. And, you know, actually Saturday, I'm going to see my mom and dad's anniversary is Monday. So I'm going to drive down to my hometown and take my mom out and buy her some flowers and stuff. And then I'm going to drive back up here and record a 6th song for Artifacts with an X. Our EP is out.
I love it. I love it, man. It's like, now I say it now. Artifacts with an X. Now I say it.
Yeah, with an X. I don't want anyone to get confused. You know what I mean? Right. And I've seen earlier today we have like, I think it was 23 monthly listeners already. I mean, we just put it out June 1st, so that's really cool. And I'm wanting to write another like positive song here lyrically. Brandon's music and the way we all come together, it's always quite positive. So after this one, I'm looking to kind of shift, not necessarily go negative or anything, but I want to try to connect with people in a different direction. You know, I want to connect with them on a very emotional way, not just like, hey, we can do this, but I want to be like, also, you know, I suffer with things. Like sometimes we're just like this, you know, and I'm thinking we're just gonna be recording songs, and when we're done with them, we're gonna put them out, and that's how we're gonna do it. We ain't gonna build up stuff and then dump it. We're just, as we go, let people have it and keep going.
So are you and Brandon gonna throw it all out on all the platforms, or are you guys just gonna stick to one place?
It's out, man. It's on Spotify. I just became a premium member because they're like suggested ad, and they give me 8 of them, and then it uses up my skips. So I'm like, fine, I'll just become a member. Jesus, let me listen to my EPs. We worked very hard, and I want to hear it. But it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on Google Play, it's on Apple Music, it's on YouTube, it's on whatever you want it to be on. You can find it.
Right on, man. That's awesome. You know, and you know, kudos to you, man, for getting the job and getting out there and, you know, fighting your demons to, you know, be the man.
That's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta adapt, and it took me a while to be able to, but once I snapped into it and I realized that I could take over the role now, finally, not only was I able to, but here's the opportunity. Go do it. Go get that job and get that, and flip it. Now Courtney's a stay-at-home mom. She's doing crafts. She has a Facebook page. It's called Harmony's Smile. And that's actually the name of a poem my dad wrote that I carry around with me.
Well, tell Courtney to invite me to it if she hasn't already, and I will like it, and then I will in turn invite my 4,000 friends to like the page as well.
Oh man!
And then what we'll do is when you guys get all your stuff together, man, we'll grab some logo for you or something and put you guys up on some stuff and promote you guys and get help her out.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. She really appreciates that. She said thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what we got to do, man. We are all we have at the end of the day, you know?
No shit. We're all in this together. This is what we do.
Right. You know, it's hard, man, you know, like coronavirus and stuff. Like, I have a low immune system or a compromised immune system, so, like, I'm really bummed that I didn't get to go to Just Insane's show last weekend because I really wanted to go. But
it was all fun, man. It was a great turnout, and there's gonna be more. That just shows right there was the first one. There's more coming.
I'm gonna go to Muddy Fest. I'm gonna go to Muddy Fest. I think I'm gonna try to get out there to Muddy Fest at least one of the 3 days to support and show some love.
Hell yeah! I think I might actually end up playing on one of them.
Yeah, let me know. Right on.
Well, you rock, man. I appreciate you.
Nah, you're good, Bash. I got you, brother. And you know, let the wife know that you both are badasses, and you got a gorgeous kiddo there, man. And you know, keep doing what you guys do, and you guys will power through. And if you need anything, holla at your boy.
Absolutely, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Yes, hold on. I'll see you soon, man.
All right, later, man.
Entertain you.
Later, man.
See you later, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my man Bash Shock hanging out on the phone with me, man. Just catching up. It's been a while, you know, and in thinking about it, you know, it's 2020, and you know, it's Billy Moore Sr. says, I admire the fact that you want to be a father and raise your kids and take care of the family. Kudos. Yes, exactly. I think the real fathers and the real men, I think that's like a 1%er club in itself. You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea what I was getting into. None. And then all of a sudden, you know, I have 2 kids, and I'm like, damn, you know? And I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine a world without my kids now. You know, like, I wake up every day, and if it's not the baby smile, it's the 3-year-old saying, Daddy, I love you. Daddy, I'm your sidekick. You know what I mean? It's just little things like that. So, you know, it's not so much myself that I'm worried for and frustrated for in the world. It's my kids, because they are the ones that got to take over this shit show after we're all gone, right? So, you know. But I'm going to get something in here right now, dude. So, Grinder Heavy Metal is a great band, and we're going to check them out right now. This song's called Go Getter. My man Bash is absolutely that. My man Billy Moore Sr., Dad as I call him, is that as well. My man Chad, Go Getter. You guys ready to get this? Let's do it!
What you waiting on, man? You better step up, get with the plan. While you're standing there and thinking it all through, that two-timing lady wants to make a move. A sly monkey in a 3-piece suit, he just might step in and pick all her fruit. While you're contemplating, I'll place my bet. That 3-timing woman is the best I've seen yet. I'm busting out my love gun, gonna shoot. Peaches and cream, she got the sweetest fruits. Oh, that's the sweetest, yeah. I'm a go-getter, give and take her. She's a bedwetter, a cold hot baker. I'm gonna get her so you can forget her. When I reach paradise, I'll write you a letter. I'll keep in touch, man. As you see me working my magic, and she's swallowing my story. Now isn't that tragic? jump without a parachute, and we'll leave you with a monkey in the three-piece suit. That's just you and the monkey now. I'm a go-getter, give and taker. She's a bedwetter, a cold heartbreaker. I'm a go-getter, so you can forget her. A ripe sweet melons busting out of her sweater. She's about as evil as a woman can be. She's got a dirty job to do to satisfy me. I'm gonna put her to work right now. Yeah, we'll survive the perils of the night somehow. I'ma go get her, man. I'm gonna get her. While you're contemplating, I'll place my bet. That three-timing woman is the best I've seen yet. We're gonna jump without a parachute, and we'll leave you with the monkey in the three-piece suit. I'ma go get her, a give and taker. Yeah, she's a bedwetter, a cold heartbreaker. Yeah. She's got the sweetest fruits.
It seems like everything's alright, but looks can be deceiving. So analyze your scene and take a closer look inside, 'cause they could be the very last thing you see. A secret hidden in plain sight, the key to fortunes untold, everything magical. Nothing to keep you down inside. It's such a pretty life, and it's nothing like mine. Even though you buried me underneath my entire foundation, I refuse to let you see the damage you've caused. I won't fall. It doesn't matter what you say. I won't fall. I'll fight harder every day. I won't fall. I won't fall. You think that everything is fine, but it's not. There are things under the surface that rely on the dark. You don't know this because you won't pay attention long enough. There are reasons for the seasons. This decision isn't tough. Move along, keep your head up, listen to my voice. It has helped a lot of people to ignore the calls of void. Now do I have your attention? There's something I should mention. There's another you trapped inside.
you've caused. I won't
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Rob.
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
And you're listening to AntmanVs.
Woo!
Oh
Sun. Blue Death right there, hanging out live. Ant-Man versus. What's going on, Music Familia? Open up the phone lines, 614-916-6372. Go ahead, call on in. What's going on, Music Familia? Hanging out live. And, about 10:36 Eastern Standard Time, right about now. And, we're gonna This Day in Music coming up here in a little bit, man. I don't normally get involved with government stuff, and I don't talk about it at all, man. But I've been keeping an eye because I have some military family members that are on ships and on submarines. And the Russian military conducts combat training as the U.S. allies drill in the Baltic, setting stage for a further rivalry. This happened later today, or earlier today, about 5 p.m. And it's getting kind of crazy, man. The strategic flashpoint for both rival sides is building, and we could end up in a shitty situation real soon. And it might not even be Trump's fault. Like, honestly, this could be real, like, interesting. I'm going to post a link in the chat, and you guys can check it out on your own. But, man, definitely check on this, because it's crazy. All right. Phone lines are open. Boom. Good to go. Alrighty. So, what else do we got? We got This Day in Music. Why don't we just jump into that right now? Today's This Day in Music is brought to you by Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery. Hit up my man Rich Regal, richregal740.com. Mention Ant-Man Versus and get 20% off of your ink or your piercing or whatever you have going on right there from Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery. This Day in Music. Glenn Leonard, 1947, American R&B and soul singer with the Temptations from 1975 to 1983. It's his birthday today. This day in history, 1966, the Rolling Stones started a 2-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Paint It Black, the group's third U.S. #1 single, also a #1 in the UK. It was the first #1 single to feature a sitar on the recording. That's pretty badass. I gotta admit. That's pretty badass. Alright. Let's see here. 1966, The Who. European radio stations mistakenly reported The Who's lead singer, Roger Daltrey, was dead. Actually, it was his guitarist, Pete Townsend, who had been injured in a car accident a few days earlier. It's crazy. It really is. Now, let's see here. Donnie Van Zant, 1952, was born today. American rock vocalist, guitarist, best known for having been a member of 38 Special from its formation in 1974 until 2013. He's the middle of 3 brothers. His older brother Ronnie was the original lead singer of Lynyrd Skynyrd, who died in 1977 of a plane crash. Yeah. How about you didn't know about that? Alright. Let's see here. I'm going to drop it in one more time. 614-916-6372. Anybody wants to call in, you guys can. There's about 20 minutes left of the show, man. And hopefully you guys had a good time tonight. We've had a lot of fun doing this thing. And hopefully it sounds a little bit better this evening. We increased some things and made some changes. What's going on? You're live, Ant-Man Versus.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Chad? How's it going, buddy?
I don't know a whole lot. It actually sounds like phenomenally good tonight.
Right? Yeah, man. Like
everything is clear. The music is clear. Your voice is clear. The commercial spots are clear. Even when Bass called in, the phone calls are clear.
Right on. That's awesome.
Like I'm watching you on my big screen.
Hi.
Yeah, you were talking about the dad thing earlier, and I kind of had a little bit, this whole lockdown thing is kind of like, because I'm usually the one that's gone all the time working in the family. So, like, with this lockdown thing, where I haven't really been working, it's been nice because I've been home more. You know, I've been home with my daughter 3-4 days a week. And today, her gymnastics company called, and they're starting back up again. So I now have a whole evening to myself in the house because that doesn't end till almost 10 o'clock. And the wife will just stay at her parents' house instead of making the hour drive home.
Yep.
So it kind of sucks now that everything's starting to open back up, and you know, for the whole father regard, because I kind of am going to miss some of this time again.
Yeah, you know, like being a disabled stay-at-home dad, you know, for me, you know, the wife. I think the pill for me that's hardest to swallow is that my wife is the breadwinner. As much as like I understand and I get it, it's still like, damn, you know, and I can really relate to Bash, you know, in his situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can only imagine how hard it would be to go from not holding down a full-time job to going and doing it kind of all at once. Because it seemed like he just kind of just did it, you know, which is cool, and I'm happy for him. You know, stepping up and doing what he needs to do.
It's like a big step, though. You know, like it's a
big transition to go from this to that.
Right. Yeah. You know, and then you know, and even though, you know, he has the reserved feelings he's able to still power on, and I think that's, you know, kudos to him, man, and you as well, man. You know, like I think all three of us, you know, we have our family stuff, you know, and we all hold our families pretty tightly in our hands, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean it's everything, like you were talking about earlier. You know, before my daughter was born, never really understood it, but like, you know, now there's no way I could ever imagine her not being here. Like,
yeah,
it's just, I don't know. It's a feeling that you can't describe to somebody.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's only a feeling you can understand, I guess.
If you haven't had kids, you don't understand.
No. Yeah. No. I mean, it was, you know, because I never really fully understood it before.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just different. So like for, you know, because most of my jobs are getting ready to start back up. So like I'm slowly going to be transitioning back to working full time again. And I'm kind of dreading it almost just because like I won't get to see her as much.
That's the same way. That's the same thing. You know, like once things get back to normal or whatever normal's going to be for our entire summer, you know, it's just going to, it's, you know, getting used to being home and having so much time with the kids and the wife, you know, once things get back to normal and once music starts picking back up and the venues start picking back up again, like, it's going to get crazy again.
Yeah, it is. And it just kind of makes you pay more attention to what you kind of took for granted, maybe.
Man.
You know what I mean?
That's an understatement. I mean? Like, yeah, that's an understatement.
Beforehand, like just realizing, like, I'm the type of guy that's always busy. Like, I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, optimizing my time to have the most impact is, like, always been a thing for me. But, like, you know, during all this kind of makes you realize that, like, maybe a couple of those things that I was trying to do wasn't really as important as I was making them.
Man, you're like, you're hitting home, homie. Like, you're hitting close. Like, that's, yeah, you know, like, you know, and I know you caught the show late, but it's kind of like what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, you know, like, you know, you set out to do things and things happen, life happens, you know, you get pulled apart or, you know, whatever, and it's really hard to pick everything back up and come right back into it unless you have that established friendship or that tightness established before all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going to be a transition for everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong, not everybody has kind of hit the same boat because I know, you know, like Jake in our band, for example, like he's worked more now than ever. So, I mean, I know some people that didn't really slow down at all. Maybe it just got worse for them.
Yeah, you know, because you.
But even then, like they're gonna experience the transition backwards.
Right.
You know, while a lot of people will be transitioning forward again, and it's like there's going to be a period for everybody to kind of readjust.
Yep. You know, and I think what it's going to take is a lot of honesty and a lot of transparency, like, at the end of the day. I mean, you either made the best of your time or you pissed away the best of your time.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Like, that's me. I mean, I've always tried to optimize everything to get, you know, as much done as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I try to do so much. You know, one other thing, like the band, we just ordered a light rig to go with our backdrop for the stage. So I just, like, spent all week all my free time this week was trying to figure out how to program those things, which I did finally get done.
Right. Man.
But yeah, it's that old adage, like, you can't force someone to do something they don't want to do.
Yeah, you know, and you know, to second that, you know, to sit back and then say, well, you know, I don't really have anything to show for it, but I want you to take me serious as a musician and as an artist. Like, I don't really have any time. I don't have anything to show you for the time that I've had off while I was gone. Like, I don't have any new material. I haven't posted on my social media page in 6 months. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of split on that whole idea behind some of the band stuff because, like, you know, some, and, you know, this kind of just goes in general because, like, you know, our band was kind of split down the middle. Half of us were working way more than normal, and half of us weren't really working at all. So, you know, if the whole band ends up in that situation where they're all working overtime because of the job they're holding down, then maybe they don't actually have the time to put into it. You know, and that's acceptable because, you know, you have to provide for yourself first. You know, as much as I would love to be doing my art for a living, you know, to be honest, it's not paying the bills right now. So, you know, I can understand, like, if the time was spent to keep, you know, the house in order and everything, then there's nothing wrong with that. You know, but for it to just be wasted for no real reason, you know, it's just time squandered.
Right, and then you know, to come back into it and be like, oh, well, screw you guys, because it's all your fault. Like, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I see or I hear about, you know. You don't see it, it's not out there in your face, but you hear about it from people, you know what I mean? Because everybody talks, and like, oh, man, and, you know, like, the most positive person could be absolutely negative, and it could kill every idea in the room.
Oh, yeah. Well, negativity is a whole different topic.
Well, I mean, but in this kind of situation, you know, like, it can kind of play into it, and you can kind of defeat yourself before you even get started, because you're like, well...
Oh, I agree with that 100%. I
know?
mean, yeah, that's the kind of the way it goes. I mean, you know, like, because when you create art, you know, you're your first critic because you're the first one to really hear it. No one else is hearing it or seeing it before, you know, the band. So, like, it's very easy for you to be like, oh, man, that sucks, or, you know, I don't really like what we're doing there. That doesn't really sound like the direction where we should be going. When, you know, who knows? Maybe that was the right formula the whole time.
Right.
Very easy to, especially in a band, it's very easy to say, we should sound like this, and force everything into that little box that you feel is what everything should be, and completely look past the box of where everything was, you know, designed to land.
Right.
And it's very easy to do, especially as a musician, because, you know, we all listen to music and we get influences from this band and these things, and it's like, man, like, I love his guitar tone, but I like how he plays his solos, and, like, So it's easy to kind of try to force everything into that little box because, you know, that's what your influences are wanting you to do. And instead of like just letting it come out and be like, oh, this is it right here.
Yeah, you know, I think they set out to, like, the defeatist attitude. I don't know, growing up, like, that was, like, the big word, like, defeatist attitude. Like, you know, if you start with an inch of doubt in the beginning, you're going to have 12 foot of doubt at the end.
Oh, well, a little, some doubt is a good thing, in my opinion.
Right.
Doubt can keep you humble.
Absolutely, yeah. But, you know, if you carry that doubt all the way through to the end of the project and still doubt yourself, the likelihood that you're going to succeed is going to be a lot less than if you would have just sat at the edge of the seat and just went by the seat of your pants.
Well, I think it's kind of the same idea. I don't know that I would call it doubt because, like, I think I'll always doubt everything that I do. I think it's just the nature in me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you don't fully commit and go all in on what you're doing, you know, like, so if you're doing something that you're not wholeheartedly into, it's going to show. And maybe that's kind of like what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like in the beginning, toward the end, you may be half out of it.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because to me, doubt is a little bit different from that. You know, being committed to doing a project or a goal. You know, I'm a big fan of like the to-do list, the daily goals, the things I need to do.
Yeah. I wish I could show you. I wish I could show you my little to-do list. It's not little at all.
No, mine either grows as the day goes on.
Yeah. Yep. Well, man. Well, you know, I appreciate you, Chad, and I appreciate you stopping over and checking out the studio and giving me your point of view.
I appreciate it. You know, I would normally not tell everybody, but since I got to like come and see the studio firsthand, I have to share that just to tell the world that you do this broadcast in a little van in your driveway.
Yeah, I do, down by the river. No, you know, like
it's a cool setup, man. It's a really cool setup.
Like I literally am like in the corner of my location, you know, and I don't know, it's different, you know, like you said, you know, it's a lot different sitting on the couch watching the show.
It is, because even sitting here looking at it now, it's still like it doesn't register that it's the same place to me.
That's the whole point.
Knowing that I was actually there.
Man, yeah, you know, and you know, we were talking about the podcast idea, you know, together. I think it'd be cool, man. I know I'm talking about it on the air, but it would be cool. Like we'll.
Yeah, I'm. The more I sit and think about it, the more I'm liking the idea. Because I mean, honestly, like I told you, I've been throwing around the idea of doing a podcast for a couple months now.
Yeah.
So trying to find like a topic that I think could be helpful to other people. Because I mean, I don't want to do it just to do it because like there's no point in it for me if it can't benefit at least one person. Then
right.
I can't find the reason for it to justify time out of my life.
Yep.
And like that's been my thing is just trying to figure out what I wanted it to be about, and then your whole idea was like perfect because it's not necessarily another music podcast, you know, because we have so many already.
I don't want to do it. I think
no, we have so many already that you know I don't think there needs to be more competition there.
Right.
But there's other ideas and topics that can easily fill in some gaps.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, I think it's a great idea, and I'm real close to getting all my crap together on my end.
Right on, man. Sounds good. I look forward to it. And but again, thanks again for all your help, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the band as well.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries at all. Just happy to help.
Oh yeah, man. And you know, I'm looking forward to editing this audio after the show tonight and getting it uploaded.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, sounds great right now. So.
All right, Chad. Thank you so much, man, for calling in. I appreciate you.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Always.
All right, bye.
Later. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Chad from Then Falls the Sky. Thank you, sir, for all your help. Again, I appreciate you and the boys and girls from the band. Don't let them punch me for calling them boys and girls. But, yeah, I'm afraid of Aaron. Should beat me up. Anyway, hanging out live, 10:56 Eastern Standard Time. I'll give you what you really, really want. Right here, this day in music. I'm going to go one more for you. KC and the Sunshine Band, 1977. KC and the Sunshine Band became only the second group after the Jackson 5 to achieve 4 U.S. number ones when I'm Your Boogeyman went to the top of the charts. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been awesome hanging out with you guys this week. I want to say how much I truly appreciate all y'all coming and hang out with me tonight. And, make sure you go and check out where I'm at now. We are actually on Google Podcasts, CastBox, Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere that you listen to your podcast, you can find AntmanVs now. Also, check us out on Facebook.com/Music for Media Productions and Facebook.com/AntmanVs. All music videos aired are not ours. We give all the rights to the artists, musicians who create these works. I am your host, Ant-Man. I am out the door. If you guys know somebody, have somebody who has music or is in music, let them know that I'm looking for new music, looking for new interviews, looking for all that new stuff, man. Share me out using hashtag MusicFamilia for life. Have a great rest of your night. Excuse me, I'm going to die. Have a great rest of your night. And get out there and enjoy your weekend. See you.